Welcome, fellow adventurers, nerds, and neurodivergents. Sit back, stay hydrated, and prepare yourselves for tonight's adventure. We are back after a very long hiatus. Yenor and I were off on our honeymoon and therefore did not really keep in touch with the digital world much. We are back this week and for all future weeks to come, and we hope you all are having a great week and that you have exciting plans for the holiday weekend coming up. This is going to be a bit of a longer recap to refresh both our own and our players and all of our listeners' minds. So without further ado, the investigators had come across a slave ship, and upon seeing some of the slavers' activities, most notably a slave being punished by being whipped while tied up, Kraka pulled the trigger on his ballista, ensuing combat. There were many rounds back and forth, and it looked like the investigators were going to come out almost unscathed. That is until one of the more powerful adversaries that had made it onto Joachim's ship shot up a flare. This flare alerted the captain of the ship that there was a problem, and he had emerged from below deck in a power suit. He then jetpacked his way over to who he assumed was the captain, Yenor, while Joachim was down a flight of stairs. Some combat ensued in which he pierced Lala in the back and broke Kraka's shell, and shot at Deedle and punched Yenor quite a few times, until Yenor had taken it upon herself to save everyone once again and begin negotiations, very successfully, may I add. Using some quick banter and some keen observations, she was able to negotiate peace in exchange for some of the sniffle shade they found and a promise to leave them alone if they ever cross paths. However, being the moral compass that she is, she had then decided to trick them and make fake sniffle shade, hoping that the pirate captain would not notice. He did not, and promised not to try any of the sniffle shade until he got to wherever he was going. In return, she was given 15 of the slaves and safe passage for now. At the end of this, they repaired the various damaged pieces of the ship, recovered a bit themselves, conversed with some of the slaves, just in general mingled and ate and recovered. They also took note of the slavers' flag and hoped that the slavers did not make note of Joachim's ship, his father's brand new vessel. Now, we wake up on the morning of the second day of their journey. And that is where we're going to pick up with all of you. Once I get the correct sound. I guess this one will work. You all awaken. I do not remember who took the last rest, I believe, or took the last watch. I believe it was Kraka, though. You all awaken. Kraka had begun cooking and checking on the slaves below, or the former slaves below deck. It's in your guys' hands. What are you doing?
Hey, My, I'm not piloting, right? I guess I'm just in my cabin or in my room.
Right, you wake up in your room. You weren't piloting the ship. This ship is more advanced than others. It doesn't necessarily need a full nighttime watch to continue going in the direction that you set, as long as no inclement weather or obstacles go in your path, it will just continue sailing.
Then I'd get up, just kind of brush the sleep off and get dressed in some civvies, head upstairs and just kind of get a lay of the ship, make sure everything's good.
Okay. As you get up, you do smell the scent of freshly cooked breakfast from below deck.
If he smelled that, then rather than going up, he would then immediately be lying downstairs.
Okay. So you are going to get up and go downstairs. At first, because you're still waking up, you kind of just rub the tired out and are a bit confused by the number of people down here before you remember that you guys rescued some slaves.
Yeah. So kind of walking downstairs, initially surprised, but then saying, "Oh, that's right." Kraka, food? Yeah, smells good.
Yeah, Captain. I got some scrambled eggs and I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it smelled good and I mixed it in and it's delicious. My head still.
What color was the thing that you mixed in?
What color was the thing I mixed in? It was yellow.
It was yellow. Okay. Roll a D100 for me.
Onion chutney?
You hope. It has a nice herbal, earthy vibe going on to the undertones of the taste of what you added to your breakfast that you made.
You can go ahead and help yourself. Do you want any tea or anything? I'm pretty sure I still got some of the left.
Yep. Let me get some of that too. And he's Joaquin's just gonna make himself a plate and grab some tea.
Okay.
I'll get you the tea. You just help yourself to the food. Take as much as you want.
So as he says that, you also notice that he has used Mage Hand to kind of start making a plate a little bit.
Yeah, so I'd say you'd probably move yourself over to where like the kitchen and table area are.
And as Proc is saying that, so like, oh, I'm all hands over here, and then he like wiggles his finger. He does like little magic fingers, and Crocker would see like plates and stuff, like a plate picking up and getting some food put on it and stuff.
I see we have all hands under deck this morning.
That was a bad joke.
Now I see why the ladies and the men like you.
Oh, God.
Everybody loves me.
It is first thing in the morning. How good a joke do you want?
Listen, you're still in your hidey hole.
Oh, true.
Unless you would. So I would say, if you do you follow him after he's gone? Do you?
Well, can she listen? Can she be hearing what's going on through the cracks of the floor?
I don't think Lala's hearing's that good.
My ship is better built than that.
I don't think so either.
No, Lala's passive is not well enough. So if she's not trying to listen, which I don't think you would be, Lala, if you are
No. She
half
is
asleep.
sneaky. She usually waits a couple minutes after she hears him get up to make sure he's not coming right back, and then leaves.
Yeah, so he didn't come right back. So I'd say you'd walk down while they're having this magic finger conversation and would hear that and would be able to make your joke. Oh, you all can hit the long rest button on your sheets if you have not. Lala, it looks like you still have some injuries to you.
Ouchies.
Thank you. I am just,
Peachy.
thanks. I forgot.
That's fine. That's why I'm reminding.
If Lala made that joke and we heard it,
Yes.
I would have minor illusion a whole like.
Oh, the sound? Or would you also
Yep.
include like a mini drum set?
I think I can only do one or the other.
With minor illusion,
I would do the
yes.
sound.
So you do the sound? Okay.
Yeah.
Although for canonical
like sick
purposes, I
mommy.
would allow you to do both. Because it'd be funny.
Okay.
It's
Because
not
I
doing
won't lie, I was
anything
immediately-
combat-wise.
No, I was just thinking of like a 90s sitcom where
Yeah.
somebody cracks wise and it's just like doo-doots. Like crap. Yeah. But yeah, if we can do all that, that would be hilarious.
All right.
I mean, I'm proud of it either way. So
You guys, all three of you do notice that the rescued slaves are still sleeping, like dead asleep. The commotion has not stirred them awake at all.
Okay.
Hey, Joaquin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep an eye on the slaves down here and make sure that they don't do nothing.
Well,
And I
now
feel-
hold on. They're not slaves anymore. We freed them.
Well, I don't know what their names are yet, so for right now, I'm calling
They're
them slaves. I will get to know them, and then they will have individual names.
Crocker. They are people, aren't they?
just people works.
I understand that, but I was considered a slave myself once, so, and I
And
didn't.
you are not a slave anymore.
That's why I am Crocker.
But even
As-
before you were Crocker, there was a moment where you were neither Crocker nor a slave. You were just
Well,
kind of like
I hope you're right there because I don't really know how long I was a slave. As far as I know, I might have been a slave my whole life.
As you guys are having this conversation, you hear footsteps on the deck above, and Yenor, stretching and half awake, comes down with a very sleepy Poppy squeezing in right behind her, and then looks at all the people and decides to just not. She goes back up to the deck. It's too cramped down here.
I see someone's never had to wait in the food line.
Was that to Yenor or Poppy?
Nobody in particular.
Oh, okay. There are other chairs around this table, so you guys can all fit in there and sit down and grab breakfast. But this is
I'm stuffing my face.
also where the treasure and the loot is currently stored, kind of away from the general populace.
Yes.
So it's probably good that all the former slaves are still asleep.
Do any of them look a little bit, suspect?
I mean,
They're sleeping.
you can make a general insight check.
I'm not very good at these, but
It's the only way you'd be able to tell if someone's a suspect is insight. But they are all
yeah,
sleeping, and most of them are half naked or more because tattered clothes.
it it didn't add my modifier,
No,
so it should be an 18.
+2. Okay. Um, no, they all look ragged and injured and bruised and beaten and exhausted, probably starving, even though they were given a lot of food, more than they've probably known when you rescued them. Nothing really stands out about any of them. The only possessions they really seem to have on them that you can see are the clothes that are barely clinging on to them. Maybe some moldy food. Maybe if they were able to save like a keepsake from before they were captured.
Alright. He just Joaquin nods silently to himself, and then he'll just go back to eating.
Well, once as they all wake up, I will gladly. Well, I won't. I'm gonna talk to each one of them, and give them a little bit more security that they're safe now, and see if any of them can help with some stuff that needs to be around the ship. I don't know if all the repairs and everything is done or not, but I'm sure that an extra helping hand or two would be nice.
Okay. They're not really waking up yet. However, I need someone to roll a D100 for me. I don't need that table.
I expect them to be out until tomorrow, or honestly.
I did it.
I'm waiting for it to come through. I see that, though. It's just a question mark right now. ...
Dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot.
A 52.
Middle of the road.
You do start to hear the pitter-patter of raindrops. So we need to change. Yeah, that one will work. As heavy rain begins to pour. Now, D, if you were not awake yet, you start getting downpoured on in your crow's nest.
Hey, why? Start gathering my stuff up and shimmying my way down.
Are you going below deck?
Yes.
Okay. So you get down there and see the rest of your, I'll say tenuous companions eating breakfast. And you see the couple handfuls of former slaves that you guys rescued. You hear them your companions just kind of chatting and stuffing their faces in the other room there.
Stretch a little, get some food, and join them as well.
You hear the pitter-patter of a wet feline-like creature walking up as you're sitting and eating. And Dee walks in and kind of scooches past and next to you and sits down and begins eating.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You
I
are
got
all.
damp and moist.
She said she got damp and moist.
Not in a very pleasurable way either.
How was Poppy on your way down?
I don't even think I see him.
Poppy, as you were coming down, you took a glance of the giant hippogriff that kind of just sprawls out on the deck. There's no thunder and lightning or wind with this. It's just heavy rain. And she seemed to just kind of be enjoying the shower.
Everything was good on the way down.
Like a bird in a bird bath. And you all can you all can kind of hear that because you hear the heavy footfalls of her kind of just trotting around on the deck, and then you hear Ynor specifically would recognize the happy chirps and just kind of rustling of feathers. While you guys are eating, after a few moments after that, you hear the thudunk thudunk and then nothing. And then psh. And then you hear thudunk thudunk again, and then it kind of just repeats as it sounds like she's kind of just jumping up, running, start flying, diving into the water and coming back. Most likely fishing.
Seem to be having fun up there.
Alala, the younger former slave that you had freed on the deck, is one of the first few to kind of wake up in a panic under here. You hear the commotion and it starts waking up the rest of them down here. I should say you all hear the commotion because you're all down here, and they start waking up and panicking collectively.
She will walk over and just sit next to him and kind of look in his face really calmly and breathe slowly at him.
Okay.
And repeat until he calms down.
It takes a while for him to calm down. Like, you almost fall back asleep a while because you're breathing slowly. But he does, and the rest of them eventually do calm down. And they kind of just look around, not really talking, concerned and confused.
There's breakfast if you can come one at a time.
The rest of you sitting at the table do hear the commotion and kind of see Lala out of the corner of your eyes just sitting with them.
Lala, what are you doing over there?
Huh? What's that? You talking to me? Shh.
Calming techniques for panic attacks?
Is he calming down?
It took a while, but he is... Yes.
Note to self. Lala's calming tactics may need a little work.
You're not sure if it's her calming tactics or his disposition.
Can I insight him?
What did you... I'd say with your previous insight roll,
Yeah.
her tactics seem to be pretty spot on. It is most likely the strange situation that they all find themselves in.
So Joaquin would then just kind of say, kind of shout out a bit, just kind of letting everybody hear. Anybody hungry? Has everybody eaten? We've got food.
Nobody's eaten, you dork. They just woke up.
Well, get them some food. They've been starving. This guy over here looks all nervous and shit.
They ate a lot last night too, so
Oh, this is supposed to be a relaxing vessel, okay? All this tension's no good for anybody.
hey. It's not as easy to let go as you'd think sometimes.
You might
When he
consider
says that,
massage chairs.
what happened? I didn't hear that.
You might consider installing some massage chairs.
Oh, if it's massages, we can give everybody massages. And he like cracks his knuckles. Come on, step on up. Got magic hands over here.
If we start forming massage circles, they're going to think they went from a slave ship to a cult.
They give massages at cults?
Yeah.
Joaquin looks very confused but interested. Well, how would you know that, Tiny Tots?
Clearly, you've never met a former cultist.
What cult would you have been a part of?
Nobody said I was a part of it. I've seen things.
Have you now? He just gives like a very condescending smirk.
All right. Youngest and oldest up front, one by one. Let's everybody eat.
You see some of the oldest have trouble standing as their injuries are not fully mended. All the serious injuries have been taken care of, but you had to use bandages and various other implements to kind of stabilize the injuries that would take longer to heal.
Someone's leg is splinted with a wooden spoon.
Exactly, things like that.
Lala will help people who need help up and walk them over.
I will grab a couple of plates for the ones that can't get up.
This big cooking.
All right.
Joaquin will help with giving dishes and whatnot as well.
The young man that you had helped, Lala, probably also barely a teenager, an adult teenager, like you try to avoid showing off. Thank you for your help and your hospitality and for everything, really. But apologies if this is an inappropriate question. Who's piloting the ship?
Well, that'll be me. And as Joaquin says that, he literally just kind of dashes upstairs with whatever little bit of food is left in his mouth.
Shit.
That would be the forgetful magic man. Try not to take his title as captain too seriously, though. The lady over there, and she gestures vaguely at Yenor, she's the one to be reckoned with.
I thought she was the captain. She's the one who made the deal.
I know, right?
You do have, have very many rescued slaves that can walk up by themselves, and the ones that can't, that are being helped, just kind of thank you and try to give you a hug or a pat on the shoulder. Yeah, I mean, you're still eating, but like they're kind of just doing like they're trying to show their thanks and appreciation.
One-armed hugs for all.
Lala gives awkward thumbs up.
Aw, you got a fan club.
The young man speaks again. I know most of us here are probably in not working shape, but some of us are, so if there's anything we can do to assist in your travels until we get somewhere that we are no longer a burden to you, please let us know.
You all aren't burdens. Captain Happy Pants is arranging some work for you all with his father's company. But in the meantime, I know Kraka could always use a hand.
Captain Happy Pants hasn't talked to his father yet.
Yet! But, he's pretty sure of himself that he could accommodate.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a couple of things we can find for you to do to pass the time. But for right now, go ahead, eat, relax, and get a little bit more comfortable here. You guys have had a rough journey.
Does the boy have a name? What's your name, boy?
I don't know if the boy has a name. That's a very good question.
Jim Hawkins?
Listen, I did not come up with 15 NPC names. I was not doing it.
Jez.
This here's Jim, and then that's Miss Piggy and Kermit over there, and Dead Tom. And
Oh, you're just gonna start giving them all names now? Is that what's happening?
Young Tom, Old Tom, and Dead Tom. And there's Jim. Those two over there are brothers. We call
My
them
name
Piggy.
is,
Jez.
I don't really remember what my actual name was, but what I was called was, Kev.
Was that Tav like T-A-V or Kev like K-E-V?
K-I-V, but Kev.
Kev.
I don't think the slavers had good spelling.
Is that what you want to be called?
That's the only name that I remember.
Man.
Uh-oh.
Is there...
Nope, there are...
Back over for everyone else.
All sounds are fucked.
What about right now?
I can hear you.
I had to
Yeah, it
reconnect.
sounds better now. Yeah, I hung up and came back.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yourself?
The desktop audio is going in and out.
Will be in little.
Yeah, because I'm watching. We're having technical difficulties. I am watching it on OBS.
Is it Kenku?
I mean, I can check to see if it's Kenku.
Hello?
What about now?
Better on my end.
All right. Let's see what happens. I restarted Kenku, but the audio just randomly started lagging. It was definitely my end. It wasn't any of you guys, because I was watching it lag.
Cool.
Let's redo that. His name is Kev, but spelled K-I-V.
She asked if that what you want to be called, and you started talking.
He, no, I don't know. I don't remember any other name. The slavers kind of broke us and made us forget our past.
Well, how about a new name for a new future then?
I've never given it any thought.
Alright, then you'll be Kev, but spelled correctly, with an E.
Alright, so now we're going to... Nope, I don't want... that'll work. Because I have a feeling there's going to be more of these rescued slaves that you're going to give names to.
Maybe. Depends on how talkative they are.
Okay. I made note of it, so now that he actually has a name that I won't forget. Thank you.
All of a sudden, all the other slaves became mutes.
You don't know if they can all understand you, either. Kev actually looks like a normal human. But nonetheless, you guys help get them all food and get them comfortable and fed, and travels go on. Wakeem, since you left to go helm your ship, you notice that it is particularly cloudy and rainy, but there's no real wind or anything kind of slowing you down. It's more so visibility. You can't really see like miles and miles out ahead of you like you normally can with open sea.
Okay. I just FYI, I would periodically be, popping detect magic since I can do that at will.
Yep. Yeah, there's nothing funky going on with your detect magics.
Okay.
Nothing funky. And other than the rain, your coast looks relatively clear for this morning, at least. Is there anything specific anyone else wants to do or talk about while this morning is going on?
I'm upstairs on my own, so no, I'm good at the moment. I just maybe look at the compass once, but otherwise, no.
Most of the needles are still pointing the same way that they were pointing before, but a couple of them change ever so slightly as you continue sailing in the... Now you'd probably be around the bend, so you went from sailing south east to sailing northeast.
Okay.
To kind of take the wide shipping lane around the Pirate Isles to have the least chance of contact with other pirates, I guess, because technically you've already run into some slavers.
Yes.
Everyone downstairs eating? Are you doing anything else, or just continuing to help with the rescued slaves?
Just continuing to help them and get to know them and help them adjust to, not being a slave. Like what to expect.
I'll go up and check on Poppy.
You see Poppy is now flopped on her back, just kind of ruffling her feathers and doing the wiggles with the rain coming down on her.
I'll lead her to it.
She does notice you come up, and she kind of flips and gets up and does the shakes. If you weren't getting rained on, you would be soaked. You're getting rained on, so it just soaks you more.
Oh well, I am on the ocean.
The clouds do begin to clear around midday, and the sun begins to peek out. A tailwind also picks up behind you, kind of pushing the ship along. Joaquim, you feel your speed go back to what it was before the damaged sail.
I'll take that little kick in the ass by nature. So Joaquin just will shout out to the wind, "Thank you!"
I will have you roll a d20 though. A 1. Roll a d6. A 6. As you are sailing through the intersection of contested waters, you see a massive vessel in front of you sailing towards you. Not really on collision course, but if there were lanes, it would be sailing in a different lane than you are in, just going the opposite direction of where you came from.
Okay. How far are we from this other vessel?
I mean, it's hard to tell with just the naked eye. miles off. But you see it like kind of break the
I didn't bust
horizon
my
line.
spyglass. Can I bust my spyglass?
Yeah, I'll have you make a perception check then with your spyglass.
I'm gonna. Yeah, no, that's good.
A 23. That's pretty good for just perceiving things. You able to lock onto it on the horizon as the ship's not really rocking too badly. The seas are currently calm. It is flying green flags with golden and white symbols on it.
Am I familiar with that? With that moniker, that insignia?
It's not going to be a high DC. Go ahead and make a history check.
Oh, today I am. I'm a hero point that just for the hell of it.
Okay. I mean,
Do I have
I
to?
said it wasn't a high DC, so like.
Yeah, but I want to knock the socks off this thing.
Also, do you
Actually,
not have a bonus to your history check?
I
You
have
do
no bonus.
not. You have 0. You are at
Flat.
plus 0 intelligence.
I am flat. No, I'll stay with the 18.
Okay. You recognize the you don't know what province or region or which fleet it may be from or what city it may be operating out of, but it is an Ishanian vessel. And with your that check combined with your perception check along the side, it is a warship.
And we're our Legion, right?
No, you are the Onyx Accord. You are the neutral territories. You are sailing from Arlegia with Arlegian paperwork currently. And you have been told that a message was sent to the Ishanian kingdom, an ambassador or someone important, to expect your arrival in their territory.
Okay. Can you remind me? The Arlegians and the Ishanians. What are their
friendly
current status? Okay. Okay.
With that history check, you would know that they're friendly. You're not entirely sure the intricacies of that friendliness, or if there are any alliances, or.
So we're not at war.
But our legions and the Ishanians are not at war. They are not considered enemies. They cooperate with each other, from what you understand.
Okay. All right. So then,
the warship also doesn't have its cannon holes open. Like, you can make out that it's definitely not pursuing anything or doing anything except for probably a patrol.
Okay. I can see Yenor below me, right?
Yeah, she's currently dealing with a soaking wet Poppy.
I'm gonna look at her, kind of chuckle real quick, and say, "Quit horsing around with that thing. We've got the Shawnian scout up front. Everybody, we should all be on our best behavior. Yeah."
I'll give him a good thumbs up, and I'll go down and let Lala and Kraka and Deedle know.
Okay. Lala, Kraka, and Deedle, as you guys have been tending to the rescued slaves and making sure that they're comfortable and that they're resting and helping the ones that are struggling a little more, you have Yenor come down and relay this information that there is an Ishanian scout warship coming up on your side, and that you should all be behaving.
So I'll stay down here.
God.
Will do.
Say again, Kraka, you were very robotic. Oh, it's doing the thing now.
I'll just stay down here.
There we go. Okay. Lala. Oh. Okay.
Oh wow, what happened? Did you all hear me?
We can hear you now.
Oh, hang on. Something happening here.
Is it Discord?
Okay, yes. Yes, but I think I fixed it.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, he says, it doesn't sound like anything that has to do with me.
Okay.
You will, however, stay near the bottom of the stairs and listen.
Okay. Are you going back upstairs after relaying that information?
Yeah, I'm just gonna goof off with Poppy for a little bit.
Okay. You're going back upstairs. You're not really goofing off with her right now. You're brushing her. It's been a while, like, since she's had a clean bath, not like a saltwater filled bath. So, like, you're taking this chance while she is letting you to brush her. Because otherwise, she's just a rambunctious bird horse. She's like that dog we saw in the video the other day that's covered in mud and can't see. Yeah. Yeah, that's Poppy. Alright.
What is Yenor wearing right now?
I mean, her common clothes, probably with some of her armor. She's not prepared for battle. I don't believe.
Because alright, I'm sorry, it's just painting a visual. You're saying, and Joaquin has already, commented on her figure previously. If she is soaked and horsing around with this hippogriff, Joaquin may take notice.
Yeah, I mean, there's chainmail under her clothes at all times. So even if you do take notice,
good.
it's chain links mostly.
So
What
it's just clink,
how
clink, clink,
Yenor sleeps is common clothes, chainmail, actual clothes.
You sleep in chainmail?
Listen, I'm not at home, and there's apparently ghost ships and other shit out here, so you gotta be prepared.
But how? And Joaquin is literally looking at her as he says this. But how is that on the? And he makes a gesture towards his own chest, even though he doesn't have boobs, and then he'll minor illusion big boobs, and squeeze his own boobs.
Like a bra, man.
Yeah, it's
a
not.
metal bra.
It's
you
not
sleep in?
full chainmail. Her armor's a chain shirt. So it's form fitting, so it doesn't really.
It's not just clanging around.
Yeah.
Sleeping in metal just does not seem comfortable. But and he'll
Also,
throw
she
his arms
doesn't
up.
sleep.
Yeah, I meditate.
Oh yeah, you do the thing that my mom did, where she just kind of meditates for 4 hours and then she's all okay. It's really weird.
Yes.
Really, really weird.
Think of me as your mother from now on. Please. Compare
And
me
when
to
she
your
says
mother
that-
more often.
When she says that, there's just this look of abject horror that comes across Joaquin's face. Just complete horror.
Really gotta compare me to her more often.
And then he'll do again just complete horror. You can minor illusion the whole anime effects if you want.
Well, it's
probably how
the
I'm
complete
visioning.
horror happens in the middle of you minor illusioning the boobs.
Yep. And
So
then she's like,
yeah,
"Please."
you're doing that. You're doing that, being your normal self, and then she says that about comparing her to your mother, while you're in the midst of doing that.
So she's like, yeah. And then there's just like smoke coming off of his head.
Yeah.
Nope. You leave Mama Sue out of this.
You brought her up.
She's an angel.
You brought her up.
And then he literally like minor illusions an image of his mother as like the purest angel. An
I mean,
angel.
she can't be the purest angel. She had you.
So as you say that, and he think, or does Yenor say that?
No, that's you. Like, you say the purest angel, and then your mind goes through. But she had me, so she can't be the purest angel. And then you start going down that rabbit hole.
So as that happens, then the illusion of his mother kind of turns and looks at him, and then gives like a devilish smirk and sprouts two horns and then poofs.
Ynor's gonna call up to him. Hey, remember that kinks are hereditary.
Hey, you don't talk about Mama Sue like that.
Are they?
There's been some science behind it that, yeah, they can be.
Oh my lord. That is the last thing that Joaquin wants to hear. So he is ending this conversation. Everything goes poof. And that is it. How much closer are we to this to this warship?
It's about, it's within a mile now. Distance is hard to tell because of its size in comparison to yours. So unless you want to make an intelligence check to do some maths, you just know it's within a mile.
Yeah, Joaquin does not do the maths.
It is slowing its speed.
We will, again, I will slow my speed to correspond.
A
Just to
few
show
more
that, again, we have no
moments pass. It gets closer and closer and closer. It doesn't take long till it's right up next to you. And it kind of, like, it's been slowing down, so you've been matching its speed, and then eventually it kind of just is next to you, and you're next to it, and you have slowed your speed to nothing. Prepare to be boarded.
Wait, what?
Two planks come down. Or planks. I should say from this thing, there are two bridges come down.
I'm just watching at this point.
You see a couple of figures standing at the other side of the bridges. But then one figure comes across with two, what look like guard figures they have. From you and Yenor, between the two of you, what you're both used to seeing from the various encounters that you had with Ishanya, these figures are more adorned than standard guards.
Would I recognize him, having worked with Ashania before?
The person you're currently speaking to?
Any of them.
You recognize the guards as part of the Jade Saber.
Oh.
For everyone's reminder, the Jade Saber being the elite military arm of the Ishanian kingdom. Not just the military, but the elite of the elite.
Do I recognize the guy that they're walking with?
You do. it seems that the message to Ishanya, the ambassador, had made its way through the upper levels of the government. And this happens to be Inspector Genelor.
What do I remember about him?
He is overseeing the investigation into sniffle shade and other illicit substances. He is a direct report to the Iron Hand, who is the leader of the Iron Mist, the subterfuge and counterintelligence arm of the Ishanian Kingdom. He is a rare breed, a half-elf, half-earth genasi. Humanoid.
Vibe is he giving off, and have I spoken to him before?
You have not spoken with him face to face. You have communicated over messages, magically, through the Onyx Cord or your wife, and him through his various resources, and through encoded letters back and forth, so that they couldn't be easily read. They could be read with the right knowledge, but you have communicated with him, just never face to face. You've seen pictures of him because he's a prominent figure.
And his vibe?
Professional. Like this is a chore. Like he doesn't want to be out here.
Oh, he grumpy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yenor would greet him and introduce herself. Obviously.
Inspector Greybreeze.
She would do like a flourishing bow.
No need for the pleasantries. This is not an inspection of your ship. And he kind of gives it a once-over.
Not everyone can travel in style as you.
I don't call this style, I call this overkill. Do you know how slow this thing is? It doesn't need this many cannons. Never mind.
Hey, you want to trade?
No, I most certainly do not.
This one can get pretty fast, I'll tell you.
Not with that damaged sail that you have there.
Hey, it can be run by magic. Just ask the captain and I'll gesture up to him.
So you're not the captain of this vessel.
Oh no, I'm much too important to be sailing a boat.
Why do I... May I please speak with the captain of this vessel?
Joaquin kind of pokes his head up, gives him a little awkward glance, and then he'll kind of walk on down the steps. Ah, yes. Joaquin Sue of Sue Sailing.
Sue Sailing. We have heard of your company, your father's company, more likely.
It's his, but, I am heir apparent, and he kind of gives like a smug little smirk there. And again, I am captaining this vessel.
Your vessel seems in a little bit of disrepair. Well, you did just sail into Ishanian waters. So I was sent out here to be your welcoming party.
Oh, yep. Thank you.
Since you will not be coming onto the continent, I have heard that you are going right to one of our islands. I believe it's the, and he leans over to the guard. Sir, it's the island of Kurag. Ah, yes, right. The island of Kurag is where you're going.
Okay. DM, apologies. You kind of said it, but since being honest about our characters, what does this person look like?
Oh, what does he look like?
Yeah.
So he's a half elf, half earth genasi. He is early 30s, looks like. Rather tall. Genasi are rather, earth genasi especially, are just beefy and have a presence about them, and elves also have a presence about them. So combining the two, this is just a tall, broad man, but he is adorned in the green and gold of the jade saber currently, with various insignias and pins adorned on his cloak.
Yes. From Joaquin's standpoint, he's swooning right now. So he would kind of give him a very like seductive look and say, if you ever need an extra set of hands or a welcome vessel, we're always available to help. We do want to show our support for Ashanya.
Oh, yes, I'm well aware of your father's services. Not interested in your services. And he gives you a knowing glance.
Joaquin pouts.
However, I do appreciate the gesture.
Joaquin waves him off. Yes. To business, then, yes.
Do you have papers?
Do I have the papers, or does Yenor have the papers?
Who do you think has the papers?
Yenor immediately pulls them out.
Figured as much.
Yenor is in charge of the papers, even when she's not with you.
That's fair.
He looks them over, takes it. All right. And what about the 15 unregistered passengers that are below deck?
Oh, we just rescued them yesterday.
That would explain the broken sail. Whom did you rescue them from?
Well, we were just about to ask you about that, because have you ever heard of pirates with crazy combat suits?
Oh, you mean like this one? And he kind of just waves a hand, and the guards yell back, and this giant mech suit just kind of walks up to look over the edge of their, what is essentially a frigate.
There are automatons everywhere.
Not an automaton.
So cool.
That one's piloted. That one's meant more for cargo transport and heavy equipment operations, not combat. But yes. We are the prime creators of these types of suits.
The suit that we came across didn't look like this. It was more compact, but it was incredibly advanced. I've never seen equipment like that. Have you, Yenor?
Not that I can recall.
Yes, well, we do make combat suits as well. However, I am inclined not to show you what those look like.
Why?
Because while I've had dealings with your father and Investigator Gravery's here, I have not had dealings with you. And I am still unsure about the 15 passengers that are underneath the deck, as well as, and he kind of closes his eyes and thinks for a second. There are 3 additional individuals below deck as well.
I'm definitely a cockroach.
They're mine. I'm using them for investigation purposes.
Did you get official clearance to use informants.
Lady Ren knows.
The Lantanas.
I'm gonna pull out the Lantana badges. We have these.
He kind of just does the head tilt, rubbing his neck thing. He looks very frustrated at this present moment. You
You
realize...
could just pretend that we're all good and you could let us go now.
Unfortunately, I cannot. I have so much paperwork to do now.
It's so much less if you just pretend.
I can't pretend. And he taps one of the pins on his cloak. They're always watching.
You could always blame Lady Ren.
I cannot. That would start a political shit show.
Do you really want to bring cockroaches onto your ship?
No,
Everything is a political shit show, though.
I would like to see who the cockroaches are. Or I could have my men bring you up for me.
I'm gonna yell down that they should probably just come up.
Wow. Threats, mates.
So that would be Lala, Kraka, and Deedle. Are you all going to be appearing above deck?
Yes, but I crawl up on all fours like a cockroach.
Same.
I will also join.
Ynor, you see your 3 informants crawl up the stairs on all fours. All 3 of them.
These are my lovely little cockroaches.
Joaquin's just face palming right now. Why? Why?
Well, that's what she called them.
I mean, at least I look kind of normal. I'm a turtle.
That's what who called? Lala. Oh, yes. I thought you were talking about...
No, Lala called them cockroaches first.
That is, yes.
I hiss really loud. I'm hissing cockroach.
Can we please be civilized?
Oh, but
No.
it's so much more fun to play.
Cockroaches aren't civilized.
I mean... We could always impound your ship and go have a conversation with the Iron Hand.
That's not necessary.
Is that in your law books around here? You impound people with iron hands for acting like cockroaches?
I would like to point out that she is just a child. And the other one's a cat and a turtle. I don't know how much you can expect.
He looked you over. Well, the 3 of you wouldn't happen to know anything about the attempted coup against the Pirate Queen, would you?
I heard they caught those blokes and executed them. Don't know no more than that.
Yeah, I heard they were dead.
I I kind of like slowly sink my head into my shell.
Super dead.
Make a deception check with advantage. Or D and Lala, you can each make one, or one of you can make one
I'm
with
gonna go
advantage.
get her. We're gonna try to get her.
Let me see. I'll take advantage.
Go ahead.
Let's see if it actually does anything. That'd be amazing. Here we go. Oh my god. I'm using an inspiration.
Alright, reroll an additional d20.
Unbelievable. I'll add a hero point to that just for the hell of it, because I need that point. What? Minus and minus. And a d6. Wait. Balls. I'll take it. It's an 18.
The inspector kind of narrows his eyes a little bit and begins approaching the three of you, walking past you, Yenor.
I quickly clack my heels at him and start making threatening cockroach noises.
Sir, I would like to point out she is a child.
Well, he looks again.
Indeed, am child cockroach used to sell my potatoes before Yenor rescued us. I have no more potatoes to sell.
The turtle ate them all.
He looks at you, Yenor. He looks up at Wakim, and he considers for a moment. I will approve your passage. However, you do owe a visit to the capital.
Is there a timeline on that? Because, as I'm sure you're aware, it's been a while since I've been home to see my wife, and that's where we're heading next. Like, can we just, like, write it in the calendar in a couple months? Or does it have to be in, like, ASAP?
Seeing as, well, before I give you false information, let me double check the map. I was about to say something about portals. There may not be a portal that connects those two locations. However, there is. Well, seeing as we had all this information previously, and that Zatha is a transportation hub, you could just portal yourself over to the kingdom with proper notice.
Absolutely. I will send a letter about a week before we head over.
Also keep them out of trouble.
Always, sir. You know me so well. When do I ever put my nose into trouble?
He gives you a knowing look.
Nora puts on her best girl, like, best good girl pose.
While I do not condone espionage operations or prison breaks of convicted, caught in the act individuals, it appears that everything is in order here. And as long as things stay in order, especially with the other individuals that are downstairs, and he glances just down at the deck. the kingdom will have no problems with your travels. But if we hear one inkling of a destroyed tavern, a busted hideout,
What if it's a busted hideout of criminals?
I can assure you the island of Kurag doesn't have any criminals on it.
There's always criminals.
Not yet, big fella.
Have you seen Zara?
Yes. Yes, I have. And I'm very excited to meet this lovely, lovely woman.
She took over security of the island of Kurag. There are no criminals. Their heads are on pikes.
So there were criminals.
I didn't say anything about the past. I said currently there are no criminals.
They're in hiding from Zara. I'll find them. Don't worry.
No, you will go take care of your business on Kurag with minimal interference in Ishanian business. And then you will promptly, and he looks at to you, Joaquin, promptly return to Zatha.
We will be so speedy.
As far as this pirate captain that you encountered, he didn't happen to give you a name, did he? He didn't give you a name. Did he? I don't know if he gave you a name.
I don't think
I don't recall getting a name.
Yeah, I usually write that sort of thing down.
All my paperwork's downstairs.
Alex Accord. He did not give you a name.
Okay.
There is no name in my list.
I'm gonna yell down the hatch to see if any of the slaves know.
I was gonna say, did we get paperwork for the slaves? Maybe his name's on those.
It was a handshake deal, not a paperwork deal.
I mean, I figured we'd at least get a receipt jotted down on a paper plate or something.
Do you remember what his flag looked like?
I describe his flag in detail. If I have that written down.
He is a prominent slaver in these waters. I believe disowned by the pirates, though, so he's technically not a pirate captain. Surprised you survived an encounter with him.
I'm very persuasive, sir. Very, very persuasive.
He kind of just looks at the damaged, patched up mast. Captain!
Sir?
Was she persuasive, or did you get your ass beat?
We got our ass beat.
Then the persuasion started.
It
He bear the turtle shot
more,
first.
yeah, it was more dealing off the back foot. We were hurt.
We still managed to get away with 15 slaves.
What did you have to give him in return?
Yeah.
I gave him some fake drugs.
How do you?
He was after that sniffle shade that we've been talking about.
How do you know they were fake?
Oh, because I made them. I know what sniffle shade looks like. You know what I've been working on.
He just kind of gives you a look. Your next meeting with him is not going to be a good one.
Still managed to save 15 people.
What about the rest of them that were on his ship?
We couldn't have saved them even if we tried. There's not enough room. We saved 15 lives, we didn't give a pirate drugs, and we got away. Relatively alive.
What direction did he go in, and how long ago did you run into him?
I point.
That tells
Yesterday.
me yesterday. He leans over to one of his guards and whispers something. They kind of just nod. All right. Here's your paperwork back.
Stash it.
No shenanigans.
None.
You are currently main responsibility is to get all of these people and yourself back home.
I have to take the slaves to Zatha as well?
Unless you have a way to get them onto some other ship.
There's a port in Kurag, right?
Yes, a rather well-operating port now that it's not run by smugglers.
Got it. Thank you for that information.
Please do not fight any more pirates.
If they attack us first, do we have to let them beat the shit out of us? Or can we fight back?
Don't board their ship.
We can try that. What if they shoot at us, though?
You can shoot back.
What if they board our ship?
Then you can defend yourself.
I feel like you're giving us a lot of rules right now, sir.
Yes, that's my job. I could invite the Iron Fist here right now.
No. We don't need him here. It's just you and I. We're friends. We're buddies.
He pulls this large scroll out from behind himself.
It's only considered piracy once we board their ship.
Correct.
We're all buddies here. We don't need to involve the Iron Hand. Wouldn't call the Iron Hand on your buddy.
He sighs and puts the scroll back. Remember, 1 iota of shenanigans.
Will be so good. And I'll make sure to tell Kaida you said hi.
1 iota. And we're sending an airship.
Oh, to take us home? That would be so much faster.
No. Not to take you home.
We'll be so have.
He rolls his eyes and then just kind of walks back up the planks. And their ship slowly pulls the planks up and then starts pulling off. They changed course a little bit in the direction you pointed.
Wakeem next to me.
I don't know, Wakeem. Where are you standing?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'd be standing next to her. Well, I'm piloting, so I'm at the wheel.
I thought he came down to talk to him.
No, I've been piloting.
No, he peeked over the edge. No, you did go down and talk to him because you were trying to flirt.
That's right. I went down, but once the conversation was over, I would have gone back to pilot.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go up, lean on the railing, and go, ah, man, he's got to stick up his ass, huh?
Joaquin would say, I wish. And what? I'm sorry. What?
Is that the only thing you think about? Do I need to get you to a doctor?
His intelligence is
Did
kind
you not see him?
Unfortunately, I am only attracted to things that don't have a stick between their legs.
Yes, well,
I
you're
see.
lost.
Misunderstood the sex conversation if it involves sticks.
Is Lala in earshot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, watch out. We got PG-13 coming. What you want, little one?
Want to buy a potato?
Cooked or uncooked?
He holds out a rock.
Minor illusion, just like a big question mark followed by an annoyed like smoke symbol coming off of his head. No, I don't want your, and then he gestures, potato.
But you want to stick sticks up people's. I don't want to know.
I look at Yenor and just kind of give a half chuckle. Are you going to tell her about the birds and the bees now? Or the bees and the bees?
Nora's just gonna roll her eyes, and she's gonna clap him on the back of his shoulder, and say, "Just remember, if it lasts more than 4 hours, you need to go see a healer." And then she'll go back downstairs to Poppy.
If it lasts more than 4 hours, somebody needs a healer. And then he'll minor illusion like audience laughter.
She's gonna pretend she didn't hear that last part.
It was loud. You have to hear it. What's the range on that? I don't know.
Selective deafness, she calls back up.
Is all you hear.
The rest of your day's journey continues without any further interruption. That interaction didn't set you back too much. You're still on schedule. It is now getting close to the evening. Is there anything any of you are doing specifically?
This cockroach is going back downstairs.
Are you going back downstairs on all fours?
Yes.
Hey, DM, are beets considered like a root vegetable?
Beets?
Yes.
I
They
would
are in-
believe so.
Would we have some?
Sure.
Yenora's gonna steal some and use them to dye the tips of Poppy's feathers now.
I mean, you have to use the kitchen to like extract the color.
She's going to be pink.
Just match it.
You could do that upstairs. Grab a mortar and pestle and do that.
Yeah, you just mash it and then you spread it on the feathers and then you rinse them.
Why are you making Poppy pink?
Because why not? She used to be green.
Interesting.
It's just the tips of her feathers.
Yeah, it's not all her feathers, just the tips. Just the tip.
I'm sure that's all Wakeem knows.
Fun fact, an excellent way for young teens to convince their parents to let them try weird hair colors. And then you say, if you don't like it, you can cut them off.
I mean, they're not wrong.
That's how I did it.
Is there any particular order in which we would like to do watches tonight?
I can go first.
I mean, since I'm already piloting, though, I can take the first, unless you really want to take the first watch.
Okay.
And we just need someone for the last watch.
I'll do it.
Okay. So everyone goes to their various places of rest. Lala, make a stealth check for me.
Yep, 1 sec. No! Give it back.
Uh-oh.
You were almost stolen by a baby.
Oh.
I am rolling like shit. I'm going to use an inspiration.
That didn't add your modifier either, because that should be 16.
It did not. But yeah, I am rolling like shit today. I've not got a double digit yet. There we go. 15 plus 10, 25.
Okay. Eh.
Did she come through?
All right.
Why?
What?
Did it come through? I didn't see the second one come through.
It did.
Oh, okay.
The 15? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't see it come through to you guys.
Yes,
All right,
it
as
did.
long as
Yep, I see it on all the screens. So you successfully stealth and hide and go back into your hidey hole. Joaquin, you keep the ship steady throughout your watch. Make a perception check for me.
Okay.
A 23. It is a clear night sky. The moon is currently barely there. It's like a crescent moon. You're not quite sure which moon is a crescent moon and which ones aren't, as there are 3 moons of Etheros, but there is a crescent moon.
So pretty.
Your watch ends up being uneventful and calm.
Nice.
It is time for you to set the ship into autopilot and turn in for the night and wake up Yenor. So how are you doing so?
Alright, so again, we'll just kind of give a little bit of a yawn. He'll pull the lever down into autopilot mode, and then start to kind of just walk on downstairs. As he walks down, he will come over here and he'll look at Poppy and Yenor and say, I'm done for the night. All on you guys. Don't
Good
do
night.
anything I would.
Go to bed.
Yep. And he just kind of waves, and then he will go to the door. Yep. And boom, plop down on the bed.
Yenor, make a perception check on this beautiful, clear night.
22.
Again, you make note of the crescent moons and the stars and the peacefulness of the nighttime on the ocean. Why did Poppy rotate?
I clicked on it weird and then it jumped.
There. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
That is a 2.
Roll a d6.
A 3.
You see in the distance the coast. You're not sure if you've crossed the line yet of the Onyx Accord and the Ashanian Empire for the coast. You know you have crossed into Ashanian waters, but there's kind of a cutout for Zatha's territory. But off in the distance you see just this orange light, which signifies usually fire. Something going on the coast with fire, but you're too far away to tell details.
Where does Wakim keep his spyglass?
I assume on his person.
Would he put it away at bedtime?
Joaquin, what do you do with your... I mean, you have to take your stuff off to go to sleep. But where do you put your stuff when you are turning in for the night?
He literally just kind of, flops it off, pants on the floor, shirt on the nearest chair.
Yeah,
and,
so it just kind of gets thrown around.
Yeah.
You don't, place it in the chests or anything. You just kind of drop it.
Exactly.
Yenor would very sneakily and stealthily try to get in and grab it and get out without waking him up.
Make a stealth check.
That's an 8.
Yeah. I hear that.
Yeah, you hear someone walking around in your room, Wakim. You're kind of half asleep, but you hear someone just rustle around, open the door, kick something over. God damn it, why is this room so messy? Step on something, kick something else, something rolls across the floor. You do find the spyglass. You pick up the spyglass.
You know what you're doing in here? Get out!
I need your damn spyglass. Go back to bed.
Here!
She chucks the shirt she finds on the floor at him.
What's it? Ouch!
She leaves. Joaquin, you're not 100% sure if that was a dream or not.
Yeah, he just goes back to snoring.
Yeah. Yenor, your picture is... There we go, it's fixed now. Are you going to use your spyglass to look on that orange light in the distance?
Yes.
It is still very far off. It's hard to make out details. However, you do see, what looks to be an old fishing dock of sorts. You see a couple of ships kind of moored out from the coast. You assume that they were ferried in by smaller ships. You see smoke and flames. Like a small little settlement.
So, the flames are supposed to be there?
No,
or,
the settlement's on fire.
Nobody's slept long enough for a long rest yet, have they?
Nope. And the only reason a settlement to the coast is on fire that you know of is a raid. And there are two large ships moored out from the coast. You don't see anybody.
Can I check the, make an look check on the
Perception?
ships. Yes.
On the ships themselves? What are you
Yes.
looking for?
Whether they're supposed to be there or not. Do they look conspicuous? Are they pirate vessels?
Okay. Make a perception check for on the ships.
Oh my god.
Hero,
point.
Okay.
16.
Okay. One of the ships looks like a commercial vessel. There are no armaments on it. Either a commercial vessel or like some type of fishing civilian vessel. Something that is not wartime. The other one has a flag of the Pirate Queen on it. Like Central Pirate Fleet Pirate Queen.
If I wake someone up right now and they went back to sleep right away, would that still be a full rest for them?
Your rest can be interrupted.
Mm-hmm.
Like say you were camping and got ambushed and woke up everyone. As long as everyone goes back to sleep to finish the long rest, like they got 4 hours, got interrupted for combat, and then went back to sleep. They have to sleep for the additional 4 hours.
Okay.
To get the long rest. But you do not have long rests. Including you only slept 2 hours. Meditate.
I don't know what to do. Would I know where Lala is?
No.
No?
No. She hasn't told anyone where she goes. No one has perceived her successfully.
Okay.
You have no idea where she is.
Noticing that there's a pirate vessel and that they're burning a town, I'm gonna wake Wakim up real quick and be like, hey, there's this happening. And I'm going to say it extra loudly because Lala is somewhere and hopefully she can hear.
Lala, how deep of a sleeper are you?
She heard when Ynor walked in.
Okay. So, Wakim, still unsure if this is a dream or not, you wake up and are groggy as Ynor walks back into your room again.
I'm sick, get out! And he throws the shirt that was thrown at him at the sound.
There's a city burning via pirate. And she's gonna throw a boot at him. Not at him, but like on the bed.
Okay.
Because that would hurt.
There's like a
That's
heavy
what-
thudunk on the bed.
So the sound and then burning city will wake him up. What?
How dark is it here?
What was that?
How dark is it in here?
In your little cubby, it's like pitch black.
No, in the
Oh.
room.
In the room? I mean, Wakim, do you leave any type of candles or magical lights on when you sleep, or no?
Nope. No.
Okay. So it's dark.
Would I be able to try and sneak out of my cubby just via darkness and kind of appear in the middle or a corner of the room, away from said cubby, so people wouldn't suspect?
And you'd have to make another stealth check.
All right, here we go.
Because it's not just about seeing. Come on, stealth roll.
Yes!
That's a natural 20, so everyone gets an inspiration.
Plus 10?
That's
So 30.
yeah, you're able to do that. Where do you want to appear?
just flat middle of the room. Like, they turn around and I'm there.
So as Yenor, you and Wakim are talking, and Wakim kind of is like half dressed, getting ready. Lala just kind of appears almost between the two of you.
Oh, amazing. Your ex-boss is burning cities.
Where the hell did kindergarten come from?
Wouldn't you like to know?
She's a ghost. Put your pants on.
How do you know it's her?
I recognize the flag.
Joaquin's getting dressed.
I mean,
You
you only
realize-
said you ripped off. Oh no, you did say you dropped your pants, so you would just be in underwear.
A sight I never wanted to see.
You don't see it; it's pitch black.
I start fishing.
As you see Grays,
For us.
It's very obvious when a man's not wearing pants or a shirt. Is he wearing tighty whities?
I don't know, Wakim. What underwear do you wear underneath your common clothes?
Is it a thong?
Tonight it was a blue thong.
You know, this is gonna tuck that information away for use at a later date.
But otherwise, yeah, he's getting dressed.
All right. Takes you three a few minutes to gather yourselves and get dressed, and then are you running back out to the deck?
Yeah. And I'm gonna hand Lala the spyglass if she follows me.
I will follow, but again, she's probably looking for us.
It's up to you if you want to help, or we can just go. I don't know. I figured I'd ask.
You do see the burning settlement. It looks like a small fishing outpost, most likely. In the spyglass, you see a civilian vessel moored out, and you see the pirate vessel moored out. You are too far away to make out any figures that may be on either vessel or on land. But the fire is very obvious. Currently, it is just you three that are awake and half asleep, Poppy. So, Lala and Wakim, Yenor has left a decision in your hands as to whether or not you're going to assist or going to continue on your path.
Joaquin doesn't like turning away from people in need, so he would want to seek the help.
Lala.
I'm not a firefighter, and I venture to guess that we're going to be the main target if we start putting out fires.
I wasn't raised to turn away when help was needed, and I could do something.
What can you do?
Yeah, really, what can we
don't
do?
know.
We have 15 slaves with us.
You do
We
take
don't know.
note.
That's a lot of hands.
I will say, because you rolled okay on the perception check with a 16, that the vessel that is moored with the pirate flag is of equal or greater size than the Ashanian vessel that you had met with earlier this day.
They'd sink our boat, the slaves would be dead, we'd be dead.
You know, if Joaquin was told the size of the vessel, then yeah, he would say, yeah, we're outmatched. In which case, we can't do anything. Which sucks.
You can alert the Shawnian government. That's about it. These small outposts
Yeah.
generally don't have couriers or magic users to get a long-range message out quickly before they are raided.
We should do that.
I don't have any spells that can send a message.
Do I still have the stone for Lady Run?
Yes, and it hasn't been used in like 3 days.
Okay, I'd use that.
It is the middle of the night. Currently.
She'd wake up. She's stressed. She's stressed out. She's not sleeping well.
Okay, you have the stone. You have 25 words. What are you saying into the stone?
Are numbers words?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's still a word.
What town is this? Would I have seen like signs
It's
or
not a
banners?
town. It's a
What
fishing
settlement?
outpost.
What is it called?
Doesn't have a name.
Doesn't have a name.
It's a fishing outpost.
So it's fishing outpost, Ishania, burning pirates.
You can give her your approximate location.
How many words is that? Like, we're on a boat. I'm sure I know the longitude and latitude, but depending on how many numbers that is, that's a lot of words.
Well, you're at like 6. You have 19 left.
Longitude and latitude should be a total of 8 words, right? Should be 4 numbers apiece.
Well, you wouldn't give a longitude and latitude location. It would be a magical location.
How many words is that?
Pirates burning makes it sound like the pirates are on fire.
Listen, maybe they will be by the end of this. We can hope.
You know you are at the border. Where you're looking is at the border of Zatha and Ashanya.
Okay. So, border Zatha, Ishanya. I forget what I said first now. This is really frustrating.
Fishing outpost. Burning pirates.
Border Zatha, Ishanya.
Yeah.
How many words am I at?
Let's call it
8?
9.
9.
8.
Need assistance immediately.
11.
They're counting for you.
Great, because I can't do math right now. I'm really tired. I think that's everything. Would they be able to find it based on that? What's Lady Ren's perception like? Can she figure it out?
If she can't, she has staff that can.
But are they smart enough to figure it out fast enough to help?
You have 14 more words.
No, she just said, well, if you were still talking out loud, that would have cut off at what's Lady Ren's perception.
No, it didn't count.
Okay. So then, yes, you have 14 words.
Okay, but what do you think, Lady? Would she be able to figure that out? Asking the DM. Would I think that Lady Ren could figure that out? He's rolling d20s now.
Probably.
Probably. I'm gonna throw in a please.
Okay. Oh, God, it's early. Or late? I don't know what time it is. I've passed that outpost.
Help?
We're gonna have... And then it cuts. Then you hear a voice in your head.
Oh,
This is
okay.
easier. The stone's just for you guys to get to me. It's... Anyway. We're gonna have to send in a Methshari patrol.
That's fast, right?
They're the makers of the airships. All of the airships.
Well, let's hope it's fast enough. It's burning now.
Well, there's a patrol currently near Zatha. There's a delegation that is being transported, and it's a military vessel. They could maybe take a pit stop.
They should take the pit stop.
I will relay the message.
Thank you.
Cuts off.
Yep.
You guys don't really look up in the sky that much to perceive things. But she said airship.
I'd look up.
So in the distance, if you're looking around, you see like faint lights that are not stars. Off to the southeast of your position.
Perfect. We should all go back to bed. I'll keep watch.
Lala and Joaquim, are you returning to slumber?
I mean, again, if we're not engaging, then yes. Begrudgingly. But again, since we got the word out to Lady Wren, Joaquin will feel better about it.
Alright.
Oh, shit. Joaquin. Did you hear that? Did you hear that kerfuffle?
But what? What? What are you
On the
talking
lower
about?
deck. There was definitely some sort of kerfuffle. You should go check it out. Sounded like a steam pipe break.
He looks at her very weirdly.
I'm not a plumber, man,
Fine.
but that's what it sounded like.
All right, Joaquin will humor her and go check it out real quick.
She will go sneak into her spot while he goes to look.
You go look and find a sleeping Kraka and a bunch of sleeping former slaves.
Yenor would be watching her. Just like casually, not like staring.
Lala, make a stealth check.
Oh no, it's okay. She'll just kind of wave as she goes in.
You see her enter Joaquim's room, but you can't
Yeah.
really see around like the doorway, so you don't know where she is.
So I know she hides in Joaquin's
Yes.
room now. Okay.
Joaquim, you find no evidence of kerfuffle, and head back to bed, groggy, half asleep, and slightly irritated.
All of the above.
I think that right there is a good stopping point. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to call this one a little short so we can continue getting back to our normal schedule. We will see you all next week at the very least. I do not think we're going to have any special streams this week, as there are a lot of scheduling conflicts for the holiday weekend, and that is okay. So we will see you all next week at the same time and in the same place. Until then, thank you all for tuning in and have a good night.
You guys, thanks for listening.
Good night.
Be safe with
Bye.
fireworks.
Keep all your fingers.
Don't listen to kerfluffle. If you hear somebody say that there's kerfluffle, it's nothing. It's a lie.
Also, don't call the police over kerfluffle. Not around 4th of July.
Have a good night. Kerfluffle.